You have tuned into Breaking the Mask of Depression with your host, Diva with Depression.
Hey guys, welcome to Breaking the Mask of Depression with me, Diva with Depression. It's good to see you guys today, even though I can't see you, but I'm so grateful that you decided to tune in. I'm going to get right into it today because if you watched part 1 of my ADHD series, you know that myself and my special guest got really candid, but time got away from us, so we didn't get to finish everything. So I decided to have her and another special guest on tonight. We're going to do like a roundtable discussion. So welcome my oldest baby, Tony.
Hi.
And one of my oldest baby cousins, Carmen.
Hello.
And you guys heard Carmen last night, and you've heard Tony in at least 3 episodes. So we are going to start. This is going to be candid, guys. So say what you got to say, do what you got to do, no holds barred, because it's such a unknown thing in our community. So we want to make sure that by the time we end tonight, people have an idea of what ADHD is and some of the symptoms, coping mechanisms. We're going to give y'all some advice, and we're just going to go with it. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder affects approximately 8 million adults, as if women needed more shit. You know what I'm saying? To pile to our plate. And mental health disorders are very common in adults with ADHD. So y'all know that I got to scroll the shit that, like at least just roll it down. So we're not even going to get in it. I'm the poster child for every crazy ass mental disorder crossover that there is. So my first thing that I want to discuss, ladies, is your most debilitating symptom. Who wants to go first?
I don't want to go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Y'all are ridiculous. Now, listen, when we're off camera, remember at the wedding about a couple of months ago, we chatted.
We talked about everything.
Now y'all ain't got nothing to say. My most debilitating symptom, and this is ADHD, PCOS, menopause, everything, depression, everything across board, is my lack of focus, my brain fog, my, not being able to do anything, because I don't have the mental capacity to do it anymore. So I think, I can't read a book. Reading a magazine is hard. So writing a story or a blog is hard now because my brain is just disgusting. And that is, and I tell the psychiatrist this every single time I meet with her, that there has to be some way for me to get my focus back. So that's my first debilitating symptom. Tony?
Okay. I'm gonna say time management. Is that your secret?
That's not mine, but baby.
I was late for the podcast. So it was just like it was just 7:30. Now it's 7:58. I don't got my wig on and nothing. And so I think time management is my biggest thing. Procrastination. I think like procrastination, time management, time blindness, and then like that paralysis, like it's so much to do that you don't do anything at all. That all like fits in one little thing. It's just, so I think that's my biggest one.
Guys, we were talking, and me and Carmen might have mentioned it last week, that my baby brother got married in February, right? Mm-hmm. And we were all in the same house. I mean, the fucking wedding was actually upstairs. Upstairs. We were still late, y'all. And I was making the cake. We were late to go upstairs. And we didn't even have to walk up the stairs. There was an elevator.
Had an elevator. And still late. Like, it just makes no sense.
My family needs a group late rate, everybody. If y'all want to send me some money so we can get a group session going. Okay, baby bird.
I'm gonna say mine is the disorganization.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it is like the bane of my existence. I got a system, but I got a new system, but I don't have a system. Where is it at? I literally put my checks in a safe space, as my daughter calls them. And it just took me like 3 days to find the safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hide things. I'm not gonna put it right.
Yes.
So when
The
I
safe
need
space.
yeah, and then okay, now where's the safe space? Now
I think I told you guys this, that I couldn't find my keys for like a week. And I looked everywhere. I was in my room, I was in the office, I was in the kitchen. I even thought I put it in the refrigerator. I mean, I looked. And then one day I was getting ready to go out and I went to pull something up out of the recliner. I had been sitting on these keys for a week and a half. I had the number to call UPS to get a new mailbox key. It was actually under me. And that's when I said it, something's got to be done.
I leave mine in the door. Like when I open the door and will come in the house.
I've done that and slept the whole night. I've done that.
It's ridiculous.
Wow. So what do you think? I know that we all said that what our worst symptom is, number one, but how does it affect your outside life? Like your work and your relationships, and this is a sidebar. So you don't have to share as much as, just tell me how it affects you outside your house.
You said we're trying to do under an hour? Because it's going to be...
Right. You said Carmen and Tony. No, it affects every area of my life. Like, I'm going to do my taxes. I'm going to do them early this year. I'm doing them on tax day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I'm trying to collect everything at one time. And I have one paper that's upstairs and one in why do I have a file cabinet? I don't know why I have a file cabinet and like stacks and bags of mail.
Y'all look.
I don't know. Like, I'm just lost in a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Exactly the word. That's exactly it.
And we have to be organized for work. We have to be organized for school. We have to be organized for our kids. If you're sandwiched in this sandwich generation, you got to be organized for your parents. Yeah. I got grandkids I got to be organized for. And I'm just like, y'all, listen, I don't got it.
Yeah. And everybody thinks you do. Like,
right. I think they're starting to see that I don't.
Because you can only hold it for so long. Like, it's just too.
Right.
Like, I feel like
you can only fake so long.
Yeah.
Tony, what about you?
Well, I think it affects everything. I don't think I knew how bad of an employee I was. I actually started looking into this and how, I don't know, like jumping from job to job. I get restless. I get bored. I get sick of seeing the same people. But then I really am not the best employee. I'm never on time. It gets done, but maybe not. Like, it's like a deadline. It's going to get done the hour before it's supposed to be. And I noticed like my results, they aren't consistent. So one week it's like I'm on it. Next week it's like, okay. So I'm not that best of an employee. I'm trying, but I don't think I realized it until, like, you couldn't tell me that I shouldn't have been employee of the month every place that I went. But I'm really not the best employee.
But I know you said that you didn't have any advice, but how wonderful it is that you were candid enough to tell us that, because how many people are really going to say that? Like,
Same for me. Yeah. I think that's what I love about nursing. That's what I loved about floor nursing, was that the fact that there are periods where there's so much going on that our brain like thrives in that space, right? Like, there's 50 things to focus on, and this is my superpower. But when you have when you have tasks where everything is not going on and you have to focus on one thing and it doesn't give you the payoff that you need to encourage you to do it, you can't.
Right.
So I want to ask you, Tony, because was your diagnosis when you were under 18 or over 18?
Over 18. So just, I think maybe a year and a half, I got like the official diagnosis.
Okay. So we don't have it, because I'm wondering if like our kids, right? Because when I got diagnosed with hyperactivity disorder, we didn't have a lot going on, for kids with ADHD and such. Right. But I wonder if we're giving them transferable skills to be able to transition either into the workplace period or complementary workplaces for their skill set. Because I think it's a superpower still.
And this is something that if everybody that knows me knows that everything that I have seems to have transferred to my babies. And that's something that I know that it's, there's nothing that I can do. Like this illness is it. But mom guilt, I passed all of this on. And I remember, Tony did when we started, and I think the three of us started at the same time, me, you, and Lauren started looking into it after Tony was diagnosed. And then when Lauren got into high school, and, that's when we realized, like, all three of us, have these symptoms. And I'm like, why did I give my children this illness or whatever? But then, like you said, once you started researching it, like, I think back to like when my baby brother was younger, and I'm like, that's it. He had it. And then, other people, you think about tendencies, and it's like, okay, but like you said, we didn't have those diagnoses. We didn't have the information then. Carmen, do you see that your kids or your grandkids have traits? Okay.
Yes. Even if I don't think I see the hyperactive. Well,
right.
In my kids, I don't see the hyperactivity. There are definitely, one of my children does have executive function issues.
Okay.
And so, but not the ADHD.
Okay.
Because they were tested, so they have the executive function disorders. But two of my grandkids, right, don't sit still. Like, remember when I brought my granddaughter there, we were bringing her up, and you were like, oh my God. Like, literally, she'll lay in the bed with me with the lights off and just move and move and move for hours until she finally goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And my baby grandson, I'm like, oh, he is on the move and he can't even walk. And it's just like, it's the sped up on the move. Like, okay, I see what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to keep the red dyes away from you.
And you got to take everything away from this, sugar to everything. But you know what? Now that we know, because I remember one of my grandmothers, and I'm going to move on, but I forgot which grandmother would say that to my mother, like, stop giving him candy, stop giving him juice, stop giving him whatever. But that didn't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this is embedded in us,
Yeah. But it helps. It does. Help.
No, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but they thought that was it.
Right.
Like, okay, we're gonna
like
still be the kooky lady with the mail.
Lauren was supposed to be with us tonight, but she just shared her debilitating symptoms. And what was it, Tony?
Social anxiety. She said it contributes to her social anxiety. Yeah. And then time blindness. Again, she's late for everything. So
that's social anxiety. Is it like, because for me, it's like I'm never like on task. I'm always like rushing to be on task, or I'm ahead of task, or like I just never feel grounded. Right. And I mean, not say never. I don't often feel grounded. So then I'm always anxious about what did I forget? What didn't I do? What do I need to do? Like,
it's a never ending circle.
Yeah. Except for maybe when you're asleep, because but then you're dreaming.
Yeah.
So like,
so
I guess it never stops. Oh yeah. Right. What's that?
It does. Yeah. Like talk about insomnia,
I think it's like two different things. Either you sleep too much or you don't sleep at all. Like there's no in between. You're not getting 8 hours. Either you're getting 2 or you're getting 12. Like it's not.
Now I will say, I know we were supposed to talk about coping mechanisms. When I do my yoga at night, I know like that's further down. But right here with this piece where we're talking about sleeping, because I'll forget. And my yoga instructor a lot of times works me hard, like kicks my ass. I'm out.
I noticed that the other night we worked out, and I was like, I don't know if we should do it this late, because they say like it's supposed to give you like endorphins, like you're gonna be. I had the best sleep, like, and we worked out from like 8 to 9, and I slept well. So maybe it's just the opposite.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I listen. We'll be here all night.
Yeah, it's too hard to figure out right now.
Yeah, because like I said, it's a never-ending circle. So, what is your coping mechanism for the time management part. And it could be that you don't have any, or you have half of one, an eighth of one. Yeah.
I'm still like very trial and error. So a million planners. I wish I could show y'all the stack of planners, the stack of alarm clocks.
I know, because I bought some of them.
Right. So now I have I just bought this sunrise alarm clock, and it's supposed to like mimic daylight. So it's supposed to like gradually get lighter. You're supposed to wake up to the sound of birds. I mean, like it's really supposed to get you going. I snooze it every single time. I get the birds and get right back in the bed. So I've tried alarm clocks. I've tried like the reminders on your phone, but I just ignore them. So I don't really know. I am just literally just winging it. I know writing things down works better for me than putting stuff like, people put things in their phone.
Yeah.
Writing is better for me, but that's all I got for you. I don't know.
Carmen, what about you?
Time management, I don't have one. Yeah. But I wrote down to give myself grace and not excuses. Right. So like there's a fine line that I find, because I can manipulate myself into thinking the excuses are like grace. But like, okay, this is where we're at. This is who we are. Your brain isn't going to change. Right. Be kind to yourself. But what can you do?
Right.
Right. Like what I can do is have one notebook instead of 15 notebooks.
Yeah.
Right. What I can do is find a planner that almost meets my needs instead of 3 or 4 or 5 and 6 planners.
Yeah. Right.
So I feel like, we have to like not make excuses, but give ourselves grace and then take action in that, wherever that space is, that sweet spot we find.
Right. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. I just ordered 2 weeks ago 20 Post-it notes. Mm-hmm. 20, I think it was 20 or 25, because I have to write everything down. And when I tell you that it's down to make jelly, make sure you call this place, make sure it's down to everything. And then I had a stack of Post-its, and then I have to staple them into my book because I'll still forget stuff. So
yeah, but it will work.
Huh?
Does it work?
It works when, like, if say I have a thought or a task, I'll write it down on the Post-it note, and then when I get a chance, I'll staple it into the book. So I'll know I'm going to forget whatever the fuck I just wrote down. I'm going to forget it. It's a given. But I know that this book is where I write my show notes. So I will definitely look at this book, and then I can go back to my Post-it notes and see what's there. That's not a coping mechanism. That is just some bullshit that I put together. But
it is a coping mechanism, because you can have comfort
yeah,
in knowing that it's if it's for the show, it's 9 times out of 10 in that book. So you can like release some of that anxious, that nervous energy, because okay, it's in the book.
And I have 4 others. I'm like Tony, and that's another thing that I passed on. Like, we love to go. We go in the store. We see this will be cute for a little journal. Yes, this will be cute for this. And we have 52 journals, 85 calendars. I have a box under my table. And I have 3 notebooks.
The other day I said I was very adamant that I need a planner that you write in, and then it automatically uploads to your phone. Like, I am like hell bent that I need a calendar like that.
Yeah.
Well, what about what about a digital planner? And with the paper screen on your iPad, with the paper screen.
See, okay, so
and then you can use your pen.
Well, see, the issue with that is, am I going to remember to charge the iPad? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because her phone is always dead.
My phone is always dead.
Yeah.
The laptop is charged just enough for this thing, and then I don't know if it's gonna. So I don't know.
Okay, I we got to go like this. We got to get off. Right? Okay. Oh. Number two, most debilitating system. We'll go with Carmen this time.
Losing things.
Oh, wow.
I lost I came upstairs to get ready for the show. I said, I'm going to change my sheets. I took my iPad off the bed, I changed my sheets, and I could not find my iPad. And my room is messy, but it's not like eviction mess. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like hoarded or anything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to have to use my phone, but my phone screen is going to be too small. And I'm going to have to, I found it.
Was it under the sheets that you just changed?
No, it was on the floor in front of my TV stand, so I wouldn't step on it when I changed the sheets.
Because whenever I change the sheets, I'll change everything and lay down and to watch TV. I'm like, well, where the hell is the remote?
Right, under the sheets.
Yes,
under the fitted sheet.
Right.
Tony, what about yours?
I was gonna say emotional regulation is huge.
I think tell us what that is.
I mean, okay, I'm new.
No, your example.
I just think that it's just that it's like the ability to regulate your emotions. I think that a lot of times there's like overstimulation or understimulation. And both of those things come with its own set of emotions. And when you don't know where to direct that to, I mean, you lose your shit, honestly. You don't know why. And so I think being able to identify it and like direct your energy where it needs to be directed to is helpful. So that is still hard for me, I think.
Yeah.
That's huge though, but at least you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a while.
I have to tell the people listening that you should see us. If you could see us, we're all nodding our heads. Every time one says something, we're bouncing our hair like bobbleheads. The emotional part is it's terrifying to me. And, I can't always pinpoint that it's ADHD. It could be the depression. It could be PTSD. It could be these things, that things, or whatever. But I think that for me, one of the second thing that's so hard for me is what Carmen said, giving yourself grace. I feel like a loser when I can't accomplish something. Yeah. And since every day I don't accomplish, there are some days that I don't accomplish shit, just getting up out of bed, which is good, but I don't, and that means that the cycle of feeling like a loser continues another day, continues another hour. And I don't know if I can express it enough, how much that it hurts me. It bothers me. And it turns into what came first, the chicken or the egg. Is depression affecting the ADHD or vice versa? Yes. And then let's add some more to the circle. But even after we get halfway around the circle, now I'm in a space where maybe I don't want to be here anymore because I can't get it accomplished. Maybe I won't do this because I'm such a loser. Why bother? And your self-esteem, like, what the fuck is that? Like, I haven't seen Miss Self-Esteem since 1986 or something like that, but it bugs me out how much everything ties together, and giving yourself grace is amazing. That's an amazing piece of advice, but we all don't, we don't give ourselves grace. We don't even ask to speak to Miss Grace. You know what I'm saying? But it's a practice. It is that we don't practice, that we haven't seen practice. And I think that, the women in most women's lives have not been, have not outwardly done that. So they haven't like exemplified it. So we would know how to do it correctly. Right. Because like, I don't think we're born good moms. You learn how to be a good mom. You learn how to say to your kid, I love you. Right. You're pretty. Right. Oh, you're smart. Like, it's, I don't know that always comes natural, but you train yourself to do it. And so, especially coming from a long line of air quotes, perfect women, right. We have to like remind ourselves that those women weren't perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. Right. Hello. They all had a frown. But like, I think like that is dipping into like that loser mentality. Cause I mean, I suffer from it too. And imposter syndrome and all of that. But I think that is, that I think that would have been their ADHD or not. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
sorry, Matt, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Tom.
Mom, please go.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, and then if you don't have the encouragement, if you don't have the support, and I know like Tony or Lauren can call me when they're in the midst of a breakout, and I can say all the right words and I can talk to them, and maybe just having a conversation will calm them down. And then we'll finish, we'll get off, and I'll be like, well, if you can do that for them, why can't you do that for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because we don't deem ourselves worthy. Like we have to parent the child inside of us, and it's not natural.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to learn to do it. Right. Yeah. It's very hard. And because you don't like your kid doesn't know that you don't believe that their picture is beautiful. Right. But you know that you don't believe that you're beautiful when you look in the mirror, or that you're smart, or that you can do this. Like, you're like, girl.
Yeah.
So I think we have to like just continue to say it over and over and over and over again until we believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
What would you guys say is your coping mechanism, or don't have a coping mechanism for your second one? Tone.
The emotional, I guess.
Yeah.
What's helped me, I mean, honestly, is seeing a psychiatrist. So I have a psychiatrist that I see every 4 weeks, and getting on the right, I don't know, medication cocktail, which I think medication is like a topic within itself.
Yeah.
But my psychiatrist kind of has that same like logic, where like you don't know what it is. Is it the ADHD causing it? Like you don't know. So let's just treat all of it. So I think that's helped, being on like antidepressants and things like that. That's really all I got, because there are days when I don't really know what to do.
Right.
When you get stuck, you don't really know what to do, how to react. So the only thing I can think of is medication. I think but having someone to talk to that understands, I think, helps a lot too.
What do you think, Carmen, about yours?
I just put random coping skills, so I'm gonna ignore mine. But having people in your life, like finding those people that get it, finding those people that like, most of my friends know I'm gonna ramble, I'm gonna go off topic, I'm gonna hit 6 corners, and that's fine. If it's really important, I have my one cousin who's like, wait a minute, and that's exactly how she says it.
Let's break it down.
Right. Right. And so I just think like finding your people, because I think once you find your people, that's your therapist, that's your prescriber, your doctor, your friend, your spouse, they'll give you like this safe space to find what you need.
Right.
I haven't found it yet, but I'm getting there.
You will.
And I think that what both of you shared is so important for Black and Brown people to understand. Tony, you said medication. You both said therapy. I'm the psychiatrist every 6 weeks. I'm in therapy every week. Medication every day. I think I'm on 4 right now. But there's nothing to be ashamed of, because like Tony said, it helps. And if it can help you, complete a task, to make it through a day, then let's do it. I'm going to do, Tony, you gave me the idea to do an episode about the medical shortage, the medicine shortage, the ADHD, mostly the ADHD medications. And I've been researching and reading stories, and people are really losing their shit because there's nothing regulating their thoughts and their habits. And it's really, really taking people for a loop that they cannot get their medication. So never, ever, anybody listening to this, never, ever be ashamed to go to the doctor and to take your medication, because some days that's the only thing that's going to get you through.
And it doesn't have to be forever too.
No.
Right.
Just get you through a certain period of time. And then, maybe you'll master a system while you're on this medication that you're able to maintain when you're not. But, it's an option. But I do understand people who explore that. I understand the hesitation.
Yes.
And I sometimes try to rewind and think that, like, yes, we live in the United States of America and we live in a modern society, right? But if I were like, my brain might just be how it's supposed to work, right? Like if we were living off the fat of the land and I needed to look for a lion, or watch kids, and I don't have a fenced in yard while I'm making bread, you know what I mean? Or I'm picking, like my crops, like my brain might work how it's supposed to work. That doesn't, like, maybe it is difficult for me to sit down and read a nonfiction book from cover to cover. But if like if my grandma were to take me in the kitchen and show me something, I could learn it. I couldn't. Donna, you could. I was outside riding the bike, but like if we were like had that experiential learning, it would be a lot different. So I just try to give myself, like, my brain works how it's supposed to work.
Yeah,
it's gotten this far, so like obviously, I agree.
And that's something to think about, me talking about being a loser, but how about if that's how God made me? Like you said, maybe that's just who I am.
A loser?
Not a loser, but maybe the way I function, like Carmen said, the way I function, the way I think is what I came here with it.
Right. Like get up at 5, take a shower, go to the gym, come back, get dressed, get kids up, work, go. You know what I mean? Like, are we supposed to work? Who can function like that?
We're not supposed to,
And I think it causes more damage over time because we try so hard to fit into, like, if it doesn't work for us, it doesn't work for us. I am not somebody that's going to get up at 5 a.m. I'm not a morning person, and that's okay. Like, tailor to we try to run from it and mask it, and then it gets to a point it's like exhausting to where it's actually damaging to fake it than to just like tackle it and be yourself and acknowledge it. Like, it's
I think that that's one of the reasons why I schedule everything after 2 or 3, and ideally it'll be 4. And I actually have an assignment coming up, and all the meetings have been so far have been 6 to 8. They start at 6, and I'm like, what a blessing, because I can't function until like 4 or 5. Like, I'm a vampire. If you get me at 11 o'clock, I'm bouncing around, I'm vacuuming, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But the next thing was to give advice, but that's part of my advice. Like, try to bend to what you got, work with what you got. I don't work during the day, so I can't say anything about you guys. Like, you have to go to work, so even if you're not a morning person, you still got to drag yourself all the way to work. Whereas I'm here in the house, and I can sort of tailor my hours and tailor my time. So you just have to, work with what you got and hold on. Carmen, what would be your advice for someone that is going through these things that we're talking about?
I think, like I said, just get help. Find a psychiatrist, find a therapist. My therapist is like the most organized Black auntie. I never get up close to her, but I'm sure she smells good, right? She looks all put together, even though she swears she's not 100% put together. But get help, take action, because it's like the pile of mail is only going to get bigger. The bills are only going to get further behind. You're going to forget the kid at school.
Right.
It gets worse when you don't find a way to manage it. And your way is going to be different from my way.
Right. What do you think, Tom?
I agree. I say that's my biggest advice, is to get help. I mean, like, tailoring things to fit us, I think that comes after you're able to like identify and then take the steps to actually get tested or speak to someone. I think that's like later on. So I think my initial advice is to get help. I know for me, I didn't really think anything of ADHD. I started listening to a podcast, Women in ADHD, and she started talking and interviewing these people, and I said, this sounds familiar, because none of the So I had been on antidepressants and things, and nothing was really working like it's supposed to. So I started listening to that podcast. I must have listened to it every day for months before I finally went on and like took the little self-diagnosis test and then got diagnosed, like got help to go get diagnosed. So I think just maybe researching and getting help, I think is like that's my biggest advice, is to take that step first.
I think that I would leave people with, this is not a children's disease, like, and I'm not disease, but disorder. I know that I was of the mindset that, it was only in children. ADD, which is really ADHD, only existed in children, and it doesn't. So, if you're going through any of the symptoms that we talked about or what you read, then you definitely have to get help, because it might not. I know me, it was like, okay, well, I'm going through menopause. And when you have menopause, you forget things. Your brain is sucks and blah, blah, blah. So that's what it is. Then I passed the 50 mark, and it's like, all right, well, you're over 50, blah, 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 blah. But when I was younger, it was like, well, you have 2 kids and it's easy to forget or whatever. But I think that you have to learn to recognize what's going on with you. And if you're like me, write it down. And then when you go to the doctor, share those things. I don't think people talk about these things with their primary care as much as they should. Primary care doctors, I say this every single week, they can be a godsend. My primary care doctor was the first one that diagnosed me with having a breakdown at the time that I had my breakdown. So go write down how you're feeling. You see, Tony said that she listens to a podcast. Thank God for podcasts. Because podcasts and TikTok are saving lives. But write down how you're feeling, and take it to your primary care. Now today we all have portals, so write it down and send your doctor a note and say, this is how I'm feeling. What do you think? And it could be menopause, it could be, I hate to say this, but like after 50 or 60, and not even anymore, but it could be beginning dementia. It could be the beginning of something intense, and you shouldn't be waiting too long to get help, because you just never know where it's going to end up. And medication, and holistic. Carmen, I know that you're more holistic than we are.
I should be medicated. I should be medicated. Okay. I will be perfectly honest. And 4 times a year, I say I'm going to get medicated, and then I don't.
It's hard.
Yeah. But this, what we're doing right now, I think is like, this is important. Like talking to other people, like, oh, Tony said I could do this. This works for her. Maybe it'll work for me.
Yeah.
I think particularly having this discussion, I mean, all women, but I think amongst Black women, I think is extremely important, because I often feel that being a Black woman should be its literally its own category.
Yeah.
ADHD, especially being a Black woman, because we are not, it's conditioning. So we already are not conditioned. We're expected to handle everything. We're expected to be perfect. We can't show weakness. We can't. So it's just conditioning. And then on top of that, these inherited disorders that it's very hard. So I think having this discussion, I think amongst Black women is important too. So I think that's
most definitely.
Definitely. That's why last week we mentioned the superwoman syndrome, because that's how we were raised. We saw our grandparents like they did it all. I remember the first time that I saw my grandmother cry. And listen, I'm going to say 60 to 80% of that was my grandfather. That's why she was crying. But I look at what she did from 5 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. She got to get up and make breakfast before he gets up. When we're there, it's like, okay, we got to get the kids ready, and then I got to wash breakfast dishes. Then I got to set out whatever I'm going to cook for dinner. Then here comes this man asking for lunch, you know, so I got to do that. And we were, like you said, conditioned to this is what we're supposed to do, you know. And I think I always want to add this, that I think that the pandemic sucked, but it showed us a different way, you know, to
freed
look at
us.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
It showed us that this is important. Commuting for 4 hours, that's some bullshit. You know, I don't need to do that to feel accomplished, you know. So and podcasts and audiobooks and what we say last week, Carmen, white noise machines. You know, these are all things that people don't think about. And I want you, everyone that's listening to us, to find something that helps. The other day, I was having a serious panic attack, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna, you know, write this letter. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do that." You know what I did? I put all that shit away and I colored. I colored because I didn't have to think. I just did some coloring, and at first I was like, "You're such a fucking toddler," but then I was like, you know, it worked. You know, because after I finished coloring, then I was able to go back and do a little bit more. So I want you guys to end this out. I want you to list your favorite book, not your favorite book, but a book that you know offhand, a book or any article or anything offhand, a website that someone can go to get help, or at least get the symptoms, besides coming on my show and going on my website. But what do you think, Carmen? Because Carmen, you're in that field, sort of, kind of, sort of. No,
and I'm the one with the face, like,
no, right? You always just shell shocked. But one little thing.
Maybe the American Academy of Pediatrics, even if you're an adult, you know, go on a PEDS website and look it up, because again, they're little people with the same disease process that you have.
Okay. Tony, you did mention the podcast, so if you want to say that again.
So it's the Women in ADHD podcast on it's on Spotify and Apple, and it's Katie Weber.
Okay.
And that's the one that I was listening to. I really like that podcast. And then it's a website, ADD2. It's like I think it's supposed to spell attitude, but then it's like ADD2, and they have a lot of like interesting articles, and the self-diagnosis test that I took on there was helpful. So those are my two.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, Tony, you give me the information and I'll make sure that it's in the show notes and it's on Instagram, whatever. And I will actually tag that podcast to let them know that they're helping us out. I have an off-color suggestion.
Carmen had something to say, man.
Sorry, I'm raising
go ahead, Carmen. Go ahead.
Mel Robbins.
You see me, I'm like getting ready to get juice. I didn't even see you raise your hand.
Mel Robbins, middle-aged white woman, and I know a lot of times as Black women don't want to, you know, go over in that sandbox, but even if you just go on her Instagram and her daily, like, she puts up these quick little videos that are so freeing. And it's all around mental health and getting your shit together or not being able to get it together and all of that. Yeah, she's actually helped me in my older age.
Okay. I wrote that down. So you send me that information.
Okay.
And I'll post it. Mine, lastly, but last but not least, mine is off-color. When I was hospitalized with whatever number 300 breakdown in 2018, I had just bought, no, it might not have been 18. It might have been the next breakdown. Anyway, I had just bought Jennifer Lewis, The Mother of Hollywood. I had just bought her book. And I absolutely love her because I'm like, this heifer is crazy as a bed bug on crack. But I love it, you know, because you watch her talk and she's this way and that way or whatever. And I mean, initially it's like she has such a vibrant personality. Her book, she is very, very candid about her walk with bipolar depression. But how she got there is like Jesus Christ. It's like all of us, you know, like, oh my God, I don't know why I'm hyperactive. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm hypersexual. Oh my God, why am I bouncing around? That helped me I don't have bipolar disorder, but it helped me to share more of my story and to find people that are going to share more of their story because she was brave enough to put it out there, you know, and so that's my off color. And I say off color because she curses more than me, and I didn't think it was possible. And her story is just amazing. Did you guys read that book?
I definitely started it. I just didn't finish it.
Yeah, or get it on tape. And she has another one out. And I'm going to leave with this. The second thing is that I know that social media sucks butt, and there are aspects of it that I can't stand. Every day I'm getting ready to you know, delete all of my accounts because some of the bullshit that you see. But if you go on Twitter, there are so many mental health advocates and resources there. If you go on Instagram, there's so many of us on Instagram. And, you know, as much as I had to pull teeth because my kids love TikTok, I finally did that. But there's so many people on TikTok. And it's not just, you know, advocates and doctors. It's people that are living the same as you. You know, I get so many notes about, girl, I give you so much credit. You shared this, share that, because that's us. You know, and so if you ever want to feel like you're not alone, then you go to one of these places, use social media for good and use it to get you healthy. And you don't even have to be fully healthy. Just if it helps you to get to the next step, the next minute, that next hour, then that's worth it. Tony is a TikTok junkie. So
it saves
she does. Yeah, but she does. She's like, let me tell you what the TikTok girlie said.
And you learn a lot. You learn a lot, and you don't. Some of the stuff people share on there is kind of like, okay, I wouldn't put that on the internet, but there are like somebody said it. Thank God somebody said it because I've been scared to say it. And then you go in the comments and people are sharing like, well, this worked for me and that worked. So and
you're not like, I'm not so different.
Right.
Because you know the power that these diseases have is that they make you believe that it's only you, that nobody would understand what it's like to, oh shit, I got to go to work today and I don't have clean clothes.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But there are people out there who know and who understand and can give you tips.
Yes.
Or just make you feel comfortable.
Exactly. Right. And just say, okay, well, it's okay. You know, I want to try to leave with this. Tony is my oldest daughter. Carmen is one of my baby cousins. And they save my life some days. You know, Carmen especially is always calling and she's like, are you, and she's the only one that says, are you okay to talk? You know, are you okay to listen to what I have to say? And Tony, after work, and you know what, my girls have been like this since they were little. Picking them up from school it was just hilarious because they're like the Golden Girls and they had these stories and then guess what so-and-so did today? And you know that heifer did such and such or whatever. And both of my girls, I'm not just saying this because they're my babies, but both of my girls are so open to listen and offer something. You know, if I say, oh, if I do have my loser day, you know, I can be sure that Tony is going to go, you're not a loser, Mom. You know, you did A, B, C, and D. And Lauren will say, Ma, don't say that, you know. And so there are people in your family. We all have some bullshit in our family, but look around you. You know, the people in your family, once you start sharing what you're going through, you would be amazed at what trickles out, you know, and gets to you. And that's only if maybe you don't have friends or maybe you don't have a therapist yet. Reach out to a family member. Say, can you help me find a therapist? But just be open to getting one person, at least one person. I say this all the time. At least one person, like Carmen said, like we all say, you are not alone. I told you 8 million people, adults, are living with ADHD. So you ain't by yourself. So I'm gonna list in my show notes and on the blog and everywhere else the website that Tony gave us, and I'm gonna list Carmen. You said Mel Robbins. Send me that information. I am not ashamed to post other podcasts and all that stuff because we have to help each other. So I'm gonna guys, I will have everything on my website and you can go there and check it out. I want to thank my babies for coming on tonight because They were so candid. They're so candid. You guys did amazing. And I love that's part of my package platforms is that I always want to be real. And you guys are amazing at sharing what is really going on. So thank you guys for coming on and sharing your story.
Thank you for having us.
And you'll be back. You'll be back. We're going to do some more. I do actually, I think next week is my topic is going to be imposter syndrome. That's on my list because that's big, you know. So guys, look forward to imposter syndrome. We're still in the middle of Mental Health Awareness Month. Actually, today is Mental Health Action Day. And so we did good. We did some action
we took
today.
action.
Yay. So thank you everybody for your support. Thank you for listening. If you don't already do it, go follow me everywhere. Just look Diva with Depression and follow me because I love to talk to people. I love the feedback and I just love that so many people are listening and learning and getting to share, starting to share what they're going through. And that helps someone else. You just never know. Illumination Media and Technology. He keeps me going. Y'all go follow him. Keep yourselves safe, free from stress, which I know is very hard because the world is a shit show. But please try to find some peace, even if it's in a piece of candy, you know.
Or carbs.
Or carbs, right. I can't have carbs right now.
Oh.
So I have to stick to watermelon. But, you know, whatever.
Well, close your eyes and imagine it's a croissant or something.
Oh, I just found, you see how it starts? I just found,
you know how many times you said I'm going to end with this? And
I know, right? I just saw an article for gluten-free, no carb croissants.
There's no way.
I don't want it.
Yeah,
I want
it. Give us the croissant.
You see what we go through is that this is what ADHD does. You start chattering and the mouse just goes off. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go listen, follow. If you have a topic that you want to hear about, let me know. If you have some feedback, let me know. Say goodbye to Carmen. Say goodbye to Tony.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay well. Remember to find your peace. And you all are superheroes for being here today. Bye.